children suffer. But here's a question of saying that the sport has been on in our country for a very, very long time. I've covered the sport myself for a very long time. But nothing has changed. You keep telling the same thing, you talk to the organizers, you talk to the state administration, but still things remain the same. Now how do you solve it?
So my personal opinion about this is there has to be something done at the federation and organization level. For example, we got a project passed in my hometown back in Rajasthan. We had a project passed. We have this sport city established. We have a football ground there. We have a basketball ground there, and a swimming pool which is ready to use. This is done by the UIT. Now, the sports federation wants the particular association wants to buy those grounds or take them under their control, but they don't have the money right now. So the fields are just lying there, unprotected, unguarded. Cows are grazing. This is what is actually happening here. The project has been passed, the grounds have been made, the pool has been made. People are coming, taking out the tiles from the swimming pool, using that for their own purposes. When such a big project has been passed, there should have been at least a security that should be provided for these grounds so as to at least prevent the cows from grazing. Now, the field is ready to use. The sports person are there, ready to use it. But they just can't use it because of the legal documentation that has still to be done.
Good. As I'm talking to Bhakti, I think I'll go across to Sai from Go Sports. Here we have an icon in the making. Bhakti is an icon in the making, or rather she's already made it. But unfortunately, nobody seems to know of her. Like we have identified a visa, somebody. Now, how does an NGO come forward and do something in Bhakti? There are any number of Bhaktis in our country.
Very true. There are many Bhaktis amongst our society. She was also making a reference to, sending out proposals, visas, documentation, and other things. An organization like Go Sports Foundation, what we do is we allow all the levels I see of Go Sports Foundation. They just ask only to stay. We speak to their coaches. We send out proposals for them. We book their flight tickets. We apply for their competitions. They have no role to play in any of these. We would definitely want to support more of activities like this. Like the director pointed out, there should be more of a government and private participation as well. I mean, how long can we sustain by just contributing from what our donors have given us? I mean, and a lot of companies, sports-based companies, make money through sports in India, be it the broadcasters, be it the goods manufacturers, or many companies for that matter, promote sports. There should be more of a sponsorship fee. Like they can adopt an athlete and it requires very minimum, just that they don't know how to, like Uttappa had also mentioned, he's not a pro at sending out proposals and making documents. And they're not expected to do that as well.
No, let me say something like this. Like the cricket board, our cricket board is one of the richest in the world. Now, there are times when they come forward and say, we'll give some money for sports development, like athletics, football, etc. Now, why can't NGOs, when they identify a Bhakti there, why can't NGOs tap the resource and tell the board, yeah, here there is some talent? Of course, the media has been trying to do this, so why can't an NGO take it forward? This is difficult.
We would love to take it forward, just that it takes a long time, but we've been struggling to do the same. Every proposal we send, and for a lot of them, it's not their top priority. It's not going to fetch them returns. They're doing it just for goodwill. So when something is done for a goodwill, it always takes a lot of time. We have been struggling to do it, and I hope we could tap all these sources and help more athletes like Bhakti and many more. But I think it's a lot of time.
At the start of this event, Robin Uttappa was mentioning, wow, Bhakti, 10 kilometers swimming. So he was, kind of, I can't think of. Now, he being a icon, I mean, he's got a lot of high balls going everywhere. Is there something from a cricketing perspective, as an individual, as a group of cricketers coming together and doing something from here?
Well, cricketers, I have to be very honest, are very selfish people. We look to cover our own backs. It's the truth. I'm not going to hide it. And today when I spoke about faith, when I spoke about going out there looking after somebody else, I spoke about it from a team perspective as we're reaching a goal to when it comes to a sport. But when it comes to life, how many people are ready to do that? How many people are actually ready to take that armor up and say, okay, I'm going to do this for somebody else? We're too busy. How many people even know our neighbors today in our own apartments or where we live? We're too busy just covering our own backs. That care factor is not there. I think it's a part and parcel of how society works today. And we're to blame for it. We're society. We actually form the society. How many of us actually care for our neighbor? How many people actually love our neighbor like we love ourselves? We barely do. We don't have the time. We barely find time for ourselves, so how can we find time for somebody else?
The bhakti.
I just wanted to make a quick observation. You were talking about at the grassroots level. I think if in government schools particularly, you introduce sports as a serious part of the curriculum. Because you see, children these days are so obese, the only little bit of physical activity is carrying those 10-15 kgs bag on their backs.
But yet another thing, I think what happens is, everyone wants to help. There are foundations like that that want to help. There are federations that claim to say we want to help people, we want money, we don't have funds. But all of us know it's an open secret. All the money is fleeced away. Every single thing is fleeced away. So I think it's the responsibility of you all as future media to make sure there is transparency, to make sure that there is no ambiguity when it comes to helping people like Bhakti and other athletes such as her.
At the same time, when you look at federations looting money, like we have Suresh Kalmani, for example, the CWC, and there are any number of sports persons who need help, financial help, or infrastructure, whatever. As an Indian sportsman, how much does it hurt you to be in the limelight for all the wrong reasons?
Oh, it sure pinches a lot. It definitely has a negative impact because you're going out there and you're working as hard as you can. You're going out there and giving it every day, giving your best every day, making sure you're focusing on the process so that eventually you achieve what you're so passionate about, what you've begun at a very young age, very passionately. You turn up to be in the limelight for the wrong reasons, and it really hurts. It's really tough for an athlete for sure. It is very, very difficult.
Okay, coming to you, you have had hard times as a swimmer. Now, how do you want to take the sport forward? What do you think is required?
More as a swimmer, I have faced more hardships as a long distance swimmer as an adventure sport. For example, each swim of going abroad involves at least 5 lakhs of an expenditure. For example, English Channel, if we take, the pilot that is there with you, who guides you throughout the swim, the fees that you have to give to that pilot only cost 1.5 lakh rupees. Added association fees, added staying there for a month, taking care of your practice, food, everything. So, when we approach people for sponsorships, I get to hear answers like, if I sponsor you, I'll have to sponsor many others like you. Or, it is an adventure sport, this is your personal passion, why should I sponsor you? What they don't see is I am going out there and representing India. So, on my personal level, if I can really do something, I would bring forth the awareness among people that we are not just doing it for ourselves, we are also representing our country out there. As I represented India in Zurich, 3 swims that I did in US, I was the first swimmer from India to do something like that. So it's not just about me, it's not just about swimmers or sports person like us who are going abroad and trying to do something. It's about the country as a whole. We are building an image of the country, and this is what the awareness I want to bring about people. It's not just us. This is what we are representing, and we need your support to reach there. I would like to bring this awareness.
Yeah, do you think the media has not played you up as much as you had expected?
It would be unfair on my part to say that it has not, because frankly speaking, on a very local level, the media has supported me a lot in my city back home. Also, after the last film that I did in After Question, we had a press conference in Mumbai, and most of the main newspapers had a coverage about me. So it would be unfair on my part to say that it has not supported. I think the journalists who had come, the people who come for the press conferences, try their level best to put me out there. Now, I don't know what goes on in the offices or